Welcome to another unit in this Access course. This time I'm going to talk about how we can import data from different files or export the data in our database into other files. Well, we have two options for this, for each of the two versions. I'm going to start with the import version first, or with the imports in general first. For this we could either click on the left and select the upper part import, and then also the format which we're going to import from, or we could select up here with external data, one of these options here, because all of this is on imports, and as we see the largest ones would be like different Excel file, Access file, or other typical data formats. And of course the next part would be for exports. Since in this example I prepared an Excel file for it, an Excel file which looks pretty similar to the sales data, I have one column called first names, one column called surname, and one column called age. So I want to get this Excel data into the Access database, so I can click on Excel. Up here I have to select the file I'm going to import, so in this case it's the test file. Then I have three options. First off, I'm going to import this into a new table. So this would generate a new table up here. Or I can append this to an existing table. In our case, well, the idea is to have additional observations for the sales version, additional entries. So I'm going to append this to sales. However, the third alternative, which would also be possible, which we could use, would that we just link the data source by creating a linked table. Meaning, if I make changes in the Excel file, they will be transported into the table here. Well, this is certainly a good idea. However, in our case, I want to show how this could be added to the table. So I can click on OK. I will get the classical import view of Microsoft products. I see here the three columns, three entries which I have. If I click next, again, to which table do I want to import this? That's the already existing sales table. I could analyze this after importing. I don't need this at the moment, so I can just click on Finish. I don't need all the steps described. This might be good in different cases. In our case, it's not necessary. So, no error messages usually means work decently well. Let's have a look. If I double click this here, see, 3 new entries. That's actually the 3 entries I have from Excel. In this case, I got the information on first names, surname, and age. And he automatically added those IDs. They are added because they're automatically generated, so I don't need to have them in the data. So if some information is missing, either it's automatically generated as those automatic numbers, or it's filled with the default values. The only problem might result, what if I add additional information which is not present in the data, then he might add a new column here to actually record those additional information. Well, that was the most important part regarding importing data. So what about exporting data? Let's say I have this product table here of the 3 entries. I'm just going to close this one with those 3 entries, and I want to save this as an Excel table. Again, I could do this with right-click, Export Excel, or I can use this from the menu up here. So if I click on Excel, first have to decide how should the Excel file be called. He usually, as a default, uses the name of the table and the newest Excel format. Here I can select, okay, which type of Excel workbook it should be. I can make changes to the layout, which in this case I don't want to. So I just click OK. And I'm usually done. So I could switch to Excel, which I'm just going to do here. That's already the other data set. And I can open the new one the new one, which in this case is called products, as we can see here. I'm opening this, and that's exactly the same content I had in my Access file. And well, that then covers also the exporting part. So I hope you enjoyed this short session on importing and exporting data from and to Access. Well, in this case, I say goodbye and see you next time.